Everybody, welcome to another Matt Chat Live Dailies, our lunchtime edition. Check this out. All right, just having a little bit of fun with you, and that's a new intro from a Matt Chat Live Dailies. I figure since it's around lunchtime, I wanted to do a little bit of a food theme for this type of a live break with you. Now I've got some great news about some things coming up here, this month. So some great things happening. First of all, I want to kind of get with, I'll tell you what I'll do. Let's back up. I'm going to deal with our content that I have that's out today. You know, I've been dealing with, I keep saying dealing, scratch that word. I have shared content with you today and a theme and a series I've been doing on self-awareness. All right. So I was just self-aware of saying deal too much. So I want to share today's video with you, and I'll come back in a moment after that and kind of discuss with you what those 4 traits were that I talked about in the flip chart. If you haven't gotten the flip chart on self-awareness, it's available on LinkedIn and a link to it on Facebook as well, to a PDF that download I have for free for you. But today we talk about, yesterday was the tunnelers. Today we're talking about dreamers. So here was my content that's on LinkedIn today. Dreamers, not talking about people that just have dreams once in a while, but live there. See, they don't know who they are yet, and what they stand for, or how others might even see them. This can lead to frustration, performance issues, and a place of feeling trapped and stuck in life. If you'd like to learn a bit more about the flip chart and how you can flip the script on your own life, reach out to me here at mattcrump.tv or message me right here. Flip out. All right, so that was a little bit about dreamers today, and some folks may consider, say, well, I'm a dreamer too. The whole point of being self-aware about being a dreamer is many times when we are dreamers, it's really difficult to land the plane, to come on down back to earth, right? Some folks that dream all the time and never accomplish anything, just our heads in the clouds, people say, right? So it's okay to be a dreamer, but it's way more important to be a dreamer who knows how to effectively make those dreams into a reality. It's not always easy, especially if you're just specifically a dreamer. There's a lot of different personality traits. We talked about tunnelers yesterday, people that just go through life like this, you know, and the pro side to that is that it alleviates distractions. You're focused on one thing, but there's other times that when you're like this, the help that's surrounding you to help you to get to that end goal, sometimes you don't get because you're so tunnel vision that you don't want to hear things from other people. So there's all kinds of spectrums when we're talking about being self-aware. And I shared in yesterday's video that, or day before it might have been, that I said, you know, whether it's right or wrong is irrelevant. It's about being aware of those things. So it's pretty easy to say, well, I'm right, or, you know, I'm not wrong, right? It's the same thing, or I might be wrong. But take right or wrong out of the equation when it's about self-awareness and just look at things and see things from a different perspective. There's sometimes people may have some great insight into who you are in ways that you don't really know because, you know, we live there. Sometimes there's things we just don't want to acknowledge, deal with, or even recognize for that matter. And a lot of times input from other people is very valuable. And there's times where we have negative input from people that can really tick you off. But at the end of the day, if you're hearing a lot of those things from people, chances are there's something that could be changed, right? So that was about tellers today, about dreamers, and really being able to say, how can I land this plane? So when you're self-aware, when you're aware of those things, it's important to know how you can really hone in on those skills, talents, and abilities. You know, somebody who's a tunnel person, someone who can stay focused, but yet the temptation is to be so focused that you don't care about anything else. The old cliche, old saying I've heard before is that sometimes you're so heavenly minded, you're no earthly good. It kind of applies there in that aspect. All right, so today's thing was on dreamers. If you get a chance to check that out, I'd love to go to LinkedIn and make your comments below and share with everybody what you think about that thought process. If you've ever felt like you're a part of that, some folks have actually commented in when they've seen all 4 of the personality traits I shared on the flip chart, that they said, I am more than one of these things. I am this and I'm that, because one of them is legacy maker and the other one is a B-movie actor. We'll talk about those in the next couple of days. But when people have a chance to see what those are, sometimes you can say, yeah, and it's great to be transparent enough to admit that I'm sometimes this type of person and I am this type of person. It's great to say that because it gives us a chance to have the conversation. All right, so what's coming up next week? I'm super excited. My friend Bill Dolan and I are launching a new program called Flight School. And let me see if I can pull this up here for you and play it all the way. Let's see here. Check this out. I'll be right back. Yeah, so Flight School is taking off next week. We're going to be Mondays at 10:30 in the morning, Mondays 10:30 Eastern time. And some of the things that, let me go back to full screen here. Some of the things that Bill and I will be digging into in Flight School are really relative to things that are going on in your life. Hopefully, we're finding some great topics that will be a big benefit to you. In Flight School, the analogy we have with Flight School is about really understanding how to, one, get in the plane, how to fly the plane, and how to land the plane in your life. So it takes some instructors. You got 2 pilots. You got the chief pilot and co-pilot, and we're working together to share some great valuable information with you every Monday at 10:30 in the morning Eastern time. So make sure you start putting that on your calendar. We'd love for you to jump in. Sometimes we'll have guests, other times we'll just be sharing content, and we'll let people know what that content is prior to the show. But we'd love for you to be a part of that. I'm super excited. Bill is an incredible man. I'm beyond humbled and honored to be able to have him as a co-host on the show. And he brings a lot to the table. I'll share more information with you today about Bill, his background, and our show, as I'm going to launch into some of that advertising now that our webinar was completed last night. So coming up this next Monday, there's some things that, let me go to my notes over here, pull it up so I make sure I don't get them wrong. I need to stop screen sharing. There we go. Pull it up here. Now I'll see this, but you won't. So I'm looking off screen, but you're going to see me reading. All right, so Flight School, this first episode is going to be really more of a welcome, an opportunity for you to get to know who we are and what the show's about a bit. But we're going to open the discussion about the 5 pillars of the launch pad. And what launch pad is that? Well, Bill has a book, 7DRM, which is fantastic. We'll talk more about that on Monday as well. And we're going to pull from his book on that first episode about 5 pillars of Launchpad, like who you are, like your mission manifesto. Who are you? What is your mission in life? So some of the key words will be about goals, future, being teachable, studying, effort, commitment. We'll dig into all of those areas in Flight School as we work together on Monday at 10:30 in the morning Eastern time on the episode of Flight School. Also, some things I've written down that we'll be digging into over the next few weeks in Flight School is discovering the pilot lifestyle. You know, what's the lifestyle of a pilot? Specifically when you're the pilot of your life. All right, learn about different pilot career paths. What are some paths that you could take, and what training is required? You have to evaluate flight training options that are out there and set goals and a plan for your future. So we're going to dig into some of those areas as we take off with the new show called Flight School. Again, Mondays at 10:30 in the morning Eastern time. I hope you'll set your calendars for that and join us for those shows that we'll do live weekly. Right, so I'm really, really grateful for that opportunity. And then again, last night in the recap, I talked about a webinar that I did with my friends Chad and Holly Oxtat. They did the webinar. I just was able to host the webinar last night. And they have some fantastic information that they share about some of the things that brought them to who they are and what they're doing now and why, how they have become a power couple with their skills, talents, and abilities together, the things they've been able to do to bring transformation in the lives of so many people that come to them for their career choices as coach or people that are influencers in the world. So they shared some information last night to really help get people some clarity on what they're doing and where they're going, and empower them with some tools to learn how to make an extra $3,000 to $5,000 a month by having a lot of these things in place in your life. So they offered that last night in the webinar, as well as some future coaching and an opportunity to be involved with that. So if you're interested in that, just hit me up and I'll be glad to share with you the information and links. For those of you that were registered for the event and couldn't make it last night, there were so many different time zones and a lot of people that just couldn't make that particular time. Then you for sure have the access to the replay, which you'll be getting a message with that link as well. So you can make sure you can tune in for that and be able to follow up with some of that great training that was offered last night. So grateful for you all that did sign up. And for those that showed up last night, I hope that you had a blast. I hope it was good information and you saw how fun it can be just to be able to get some clarity and focus on what you're doing and where you want to go with it. All right, so that's a little bit for my our lunchtime Matt Chat Dailies today. Recap on our content for the day about dreamers and the self-awareness. Talk to you about the new show launching next week, Monday the 10th at 10:30 in the morning, called Flight School with me and my friend Bill Dolan. Talked about the webinar again, and we've got some other great things coming up. So tomorrow, let's see, tomorrow we are doing, I did Traveler, Dreamer. Tomorrow's content is about legacy makers. So I can't wait to share that with you, and hopefully you will be able to comment on the content that I share there tomorrow as well. All right, so we've been online here for a while. I don't know how long it's been now. Don't see my countdown clock. I should put that on there. I try to stay under 10 or 15 minutes for our Matt Chat Live Dailies. When I'm doing just the content, I'm trying to do it 2 minutes or less so it doesn't take up all your day. But I thank you so much for your time today, folks. And as I move forward in my schedule, and I'm redoing a schedule for my life, I'm so excited about it. I've been doing a lot of revamping and changing some things around, and Corona time frame has allowed me to do that. So I'm making some massive shifts and changes in my daily schedule, and I'm excited about that. So I won't always be doing Matt Chat Live Dailies at lunch. I'll try sometimes, but because of the shows that I'll be doing and different things I'm doing with my coaching, my structure will be a bit different. So I'm just having a little fun with you right now in our afternoon times together. If you're interested in being part of a show and you'd like to share something with the world that you have an expertise on, a strong skill, talent, or ability, feel free to message me, and I'll send you a link to sign up for a little bit of a chat about that to see if it qualifies for us to be able to have time together to do a show together on Matt Chat Live Dailies and highlight your like I said, skills, talents, and abilities to help other people in the world really achieve their number one goal and live a life of abundance. That's what I love to see be able to have happen. And invite you on as a guest on the show to do that would be fantastic. So if you're interested in that, make sure you hit me up today. Message me here at LinkedIn or on Facebook, and I'll make sure to get back with you as soon as possible. All right, my friends, it's been fantastic spending a little bit of time with you here today. God bless you, and I will see you again, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise.